fan-friendly fight. It's the heavyweights in action. Brett Benetti joining you at ringside by Paul the Main Man Morrison. We trust you are enjoying our coverage live on WTV. And the heavyweights, it is the H-Bomb, Hayden Wright, in the black trunks with the red gloves. The reason why I say that, because the Man Mountain Shane Smith is also wearing black trunks with blue gloves. So that's probably the way you can tell them apart.
Yeah, well, they've definitely got the same shorts. This is going to be an interesting fight. Shane and Hayden have done a lot of sparring together, so it's going to be able to see, obviously, who can work it out. We know that Shane has only had the one fight. We know that Hayden's a regular. He's a fighter. It's going to be interesting to see.
H-Bomb is really hungry for this win. He won his first two of his professional career, and he's got a string of losses there ever since, but he's a fan favourite because he comes to fight. He has got that H-Bomb. He's always dangerous, so watch out for that overhand right. Shane Smith, on the other hand, had a great victory over Troy Humberston, who fights for the WA State heavyweight title tonight. And Hayden Wright believes that he actually won his last fight against. And obviously he's in trouble right now. Shane Smith is going after H-Bomb. And I think the strategy in this fight is that H-Bomb needs to stay away from the power early, and he feels he can, like his strategy for all fights, he believes his cardio is better than most heavyweights.
Absolutely. And you can just have a look at the size of Shane. Shane is a phenomenal athlete.
Looks in shape.
Yeah, he's the owner of the Lift Lab. They work out of Doherty's gym now in Perth. Believe it or not, Shane had his first pro fight against Troy. As you said, he won that fight. He went back into the bodybuilding scene. He competed at the Arnold's in Melbourne. He finished in the final lineup 5th overall. It's an amazing achievement before coming back now to boxing for his second pro fight. This is a genuine athlete.
I believe he has had a bit of a rugby career in the past as well. So
yep, he played.
That was actually not a left hook from H-Bomb. I'm looking for the right, but he landed on the left then.
Yeah, he's had a rugby background as well. That's what he used to play before he got into the bodybuilding.
The question I ask about the bodybuilding, because again, he looks in great shape, but what I did notice in that fight against Humberston is that he seemed to come out really strong on the first, but then gassed. He ended up getting the knockout with a little bit of power, but he did look a little bit tired in the second round.
Yeah, no, I can't disagree with that. To be honest, Brett, I think that keeping Shane's hands up, his arms weigh more than my body at the moment, I think. So it is a good effort for him to be able to keep those hands up, but yeah, definitely being so big.
As far as the shape is concerned, it sort of reminds me of Andy Ruiz taking on Anthony Joshua. I mean, again, Shane Smith, the Man Mountain, in great shape. But again, Hayden Wright has got a puncher and he just lands on nice another left, but he needs to stay away from that power early. Right in front of our commentary position.
Yeah, you can see Shane's really trying to work the body shots. I think he thinks his best bet's to get on the inside with Hayden, obviously with that differential in body shape. He's trying to work the body before he can obviously hope to tie Hayden out that way. And you can see he's leading with that lead left rip to the body.
Here's the thing about Hayden Wright's fights, and in a couple of the fights that he's come to the end of round one, is that he's had fighters down in the fights that he's lost. He's actually knocked his opponents down, but didn't end up getting the win. And again, it's a bit dark that he didn't get the win in his last fight here at Thunderdome against the guy who's fighting for the title slated tonight in Troy Humberston. I actually thought that H-Bomb, and I think you do as well, that he won that fight, but it was a close fight, and sometimes you get the judges' decision. And as they say, don't leave it in the hands of the judges.
Round 2.
There's the heavyweight still in action. Again, don't blink. And again, this is where the cardio of Shane Smith is going to come into the question after his professional debut and his last appearance at Thunderdome back in 2018 in March. And as I say, he lands a nice left hook. He's going after H-Bomb early.
He's cut him. There's definitely a cut now.
Wow,
that's
that
a big
was a great shot.
Yep, a good left hook. Look, Hayden took it well, but that's a big cut. Rest having a look at that now. We might be getting a timeout in a minute because that is a big cut. And it's given Shane a target, and he's going for that left side.
Here we go. This is where the power comes in. This is what I thought I'd see more in round number one. Scheduled for 4. Still a fair bit to go. 4 3-minute rounds. Alan Pond. Again, H-Bomb was asking Alan Pond and said, am I cut? It was cut from a great punch.
Absolutely. Look, Shane does seem pretty relaxed in there. Hayden is definitely trying to work him out, wear him out. That's given him a target, though. Shane looks like he's staying pretty calm. That is a nasty cut. It's above the eye. He wouldn't want that to get much worse.
He's still going to go after this knockout. I think he still will believe that he'll be confident in rounds 3 and 4, as he always is in all his fights. That seems to be the strategy. That doesn't change. Weather the early storm and come on strong late.
Yep, it seems like it's a tactic, and he's going to the body shots now too. Hayden always keeps his hands up very high. he fought, as you said, he was disappointed in his last loss on Thunderdome. He fought a month after that, Brett. He fought over in Melbourne, and he's got his next fight booked for the 30th of August back again over in Melbourne.
Likes to stay busy, doesn't he?
He's just happy to take the fight. He's throwing there.
Oh, that hurt him. That was a great punch by the man mountain, Shane Smith. He's a man mountain, isn't he?
He's a big man. Look, the thing with Shane is, I've obviously worked, look, he's hurt by the cut.
Alan Pond has sort of had enough and has called him in to have a bit of a word. Here we go, and they reset and they go at it again. Likes a bit of order, Alan Pond.
I think he's just trying to be the bigger man of the bigger man.
He ain't going to be the bigger man in there, that's for sure.
No, this is the big one. Look, they're both contributing to it. They're not doing anything wrong. Shane's just getting his head caught underneath Hayden's right hand, and obviously Hayden's doing the right thing by pushing him down at the same time. So they're both contributing to it. Nothing untoward.
The only thing that I think Hayden Wright needs to concentrate on, and sometimes he gets distracted easy, especially by decisions by the referee. It happened in his last fight where that maybe could have cost him the fight, maybe not concentrating enough at the task at hand.
Yeah, all you can do as a fighter is respect the referee, but focus on the fight. You can't worry about what the ref's going to do. You've just got to focus on the fight.
Big, deep breath taken there by Shane Smith. So, again, his cardio is going to be tested now. We're almost halfway through this one. Taking a couple of big breaths, as you notice. Coming to the end of round 2. This is going to be a very interesting round 3. Let's see if we get there after a couple of punches to end the second round. Oh, a couple of punches thrown after the bell. Wow. And his corner straight away saying, all right, this fight is yours. We're in round 3. This is what you want. This is where your fight takes over. Your opponent's tired. We will see, Paul Morrison.
And this is where it does count for it. This is where the dedication of the training, the dedication of wanting to be in the fight.
His cardio, he needs to basically make sure he doesn't tire out too early in this round. Nice body shot there to start the round by Hayden Wright.
Yeah, look, you'd think with the two of them, you'd think that Hayden should have a bit more speed. He just doesn't utilise that because he's obviously not using it. And there you can see, look, he's done a couple of good, quick jabs, putting it out there to make Shane think about where the punches are coming. You can see Shane's a little bit heavier on the legs than what Hayden looks at the moment.
See, I think the strategy of Hayden Wright should be to go for the body and tire him out, then go up top. But Hayden...
Yeah, this is not where he wants to engage. He doesn't want to engage in a brawl with Shane. He should be trying to use his boxing skills, as you've said a few times, Brett. He should really box, try to let Shane...
He's the one who's got more experience, and even though he's got a lot of losses on his record, he's still dangerous. Remember, he's had fighters down, especially in his first two. But his first 2 professional fights were comeback wins.
Yeah, and that just shows how much heart he's got, Brett. I think that's what he needs. And I think that with this cut, I mean, that's just a typical Hayden H-bomb fight, isn't it? He gets hurt, but he still keeps coming forward. And as you said, with Shane, he's only had one fight. He's inexperienced. He's never had an amateur career. He's just purely an athlete that's come over to boxing, and he's doing a great job at it.
Moving quite well, and he's looking for an opening now to connect with Hayden Wright. So, again, it's probably what he needs to do. He doesn't want to go too fast, especially with his cardio. His left hook has been working well for him tonight. That's what opened up the big cut.
And he's throwing it after the body shot, which is getting Hayden to obviously to bring the hands low.
I think Hayden Wright is looking for that opportunity. Oh, there you go. There's the left. Is this the beginning of what Hayden Wright needs? Did seem stunned for a bit. As again, Shane Smith takes a deep breath. He looks tired, right in front of our commentary position, but he's taking those deep breaths.
I think, as I said, if Shane sits on his punches, I don't think Hayden can stand up to the power that he's actually got. But he's just, obviously, as you said, inexperienced. He's up tall when he's throwing the punches.
Oh, there's a great body shot by Smith.
And that was a low punch. It came from his legs, and you heard the difference in that punch.
But again, the ability of Hayden Wright to take a punch to the body and to the head. That's the reason why he lasts in a lot of fights. A lot of his fights do go to decision.
And you can see when Hayden obviously he cops the punishment. But you can see this is what he tries to do now. He's trying to smother Shane's power. He was hurt before by that body shot. And he's clever enough to be able to try to smother the next power punch.
But I think he's trying to tie him up to sort of take a break as well in between the round.
Absolutely.
But Hayden Wright should notice this, that he's got an opportunity of a retiring fighter, because again, this one's obviously very difficult to score because Hayden Wright has his moments. So over the first 2 rounds, probably easily.
That's in round 3.
I still think Shane Smith probably won that round, but Hayden Wright probably did score with a few shots. But Hayden Wright's got to go into this 4th round thinking, I need a knockout to win this fight.
Look, if Troy was to get the upset win tonight and he can beat Nigel, then Shane's going to sit back and say, well, I've already beaten that bloke. And Hayden's going to sit there and say, well, I should have beaten him last fight. And look, if Nigel obviously gets the chockies again tonight, Shane's going to say, well, I've beaten the guy that you've beaten. And Hayden's going to, he wants his rematch against him, doesn't he? He wants to get the revenge.
Here we go. Oh, then the Man Mountain rushes Hayden Smith against the ropes, and Allenpon calls time.
This is a bad cut, Brett. That's why that cut's opened up. It's almost coming over his eye.
I think he's all right to continue. Let's get this show on the road. But I think he's more of a warning of what throwing punches when Allenpon said to break, maybe. I'm not sure. There's nothing to do with the cut or doctor then, but he's having a word to him. Likes to take control, does Allenpon.
Well, I think it's just one of those cases of trying not to get in the way of the big boys. Let the big boys do the big boy job.
Here we go, there's the overhand right, but the H-bomb looking forward and a left one lands. And then left foot lands to Smith. Back and forward action here in the 4th and final round. Heavyweight warfare.
Well, they're swinging at it.
Hayden Wright is going for it.
Wow. Hayden took a peach of a left hook. He took that peach. He looked like he was on his way down and then he came back swinging. He definitely looks like he's hurt now. Shane looks like he's okay as well, but he took a feature of a left hook there.
I just think it's a cardio issue. Like, that's what I was concerned about before the start of the fight. Let's see what he's got left if he can last the distance. I think he can.
Yeah, for the viewers at home.
That's a nasty cut.
Yeah, the reason that obviously Brett keeps referring to the cardio, which it certainly is, and the reason for the viewers at home is with Shane having so much muscle mass, he needs so much oxygen to get to those muscles, and that's why he fatigues so quickly.
Here we go, right in front of our commentary position. Hayden Wright ties him up, waiting for Allenpon to separate him, and he's got to go now. His corner's yelling at him. Throw the H-bomb. Hayden Wright, he's got to go for it, but nice counters there by Shane Smith, throwing the left hook. He's finding that second win that he needs. Going to the body.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, less than 60 seconds remaining in this bout. Let's make some noise. Let's bring it home.
Oh, here we go. Don't turn your back. The less than 60 seconds to get the job done. Is it Shane Smith heading towards a unanimous points decision, or can Hayden Wright get the late knockout and land that H-bomb? He is going for it, but he's throwing wildly, Paul Morrison.
Yeah, I think that's his only result. I don't think he's got the power to put Shane down. Shane seems like he's handled it well. Oh, Shane's still got some heat.
30 seconds to go, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you're going for Hayden in the red corner or Shane in the blue, they're giving it their all, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
Yep, as I said, it's been a long time out of the ring for Shane. I think that this is an incredible sporting feat. As I said, to go from a pro boxing fight to back to bodybuilding to make the final lineup of an Arnold and then come back to boxing, and I think he's going to win his comeback fight.
I think he is as well, but we'll see what the judges think. I think that, great way to end the fight. Both guys throwing bombs.
Wowee.
But again, I think that's the best that Hayden Wright can hope for is a draw. I can't see how a judge could give 3 rounds to Hayden Wright in that fight.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't think so. I think that Shane's going to do more than enough, in my opinion, to win on the points. I may be a little bit biased towards Shane, but I think he did enough to win the fight.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. After 4 rounds of heavyweight action, we turn to the judges for their decision. But before we make the announcement, ladies and gentlemen, let's give these fighters another big round of applause.
Oh, so he gets a photo. Oh, man. I can't believe I didn't get a photo.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action, your winner by unanimous points decision, the blue corner, Shane Smith.
Shane, we'll let you get your breath back. Come over here.
All right, I'm with your winner, the Man Mountain, Shane Smith. You definitely look like a Man Mountain. Congratulations on your win tonight. You showed a lot of power in the first round. You cut him badly in the second. Are you surprised that you weren't able to get the H-bomb out of there?
The goal was to try and stop him. He hasn't been stopped before. I thought I had enough power to do it, but he's strong. Got a big heart. Like, take it out of him.
This is your second professional fight, and then you went back to bodybuilding. I'm not sure whether anyone in the audience notices or not, but you went back to bodybuilding. You've come back to professional boxing. One thing after I saw in your first fight that I was concerned about coming into this one is that you show a lot of power early, especially in the first 2 rounds. Cardio, I thought, was always the issue, and you started to look a bit tired towards the end of the second, but you still had a lot of power, especially in that left hook. How tired were you?
Fucked. My cardio is terrible.
I'll tell you another time.
It's something I have to work on. If I do another fight, it'll definitely be the focus.
Well, speaking of your next fight, again, I see the heavyweight fights at Thunderdome 31 tonight. That was a really fun fight. We've got another big fight coming for a heavyweight title between Nigel Groves and Troy Humberston. Do you want the winner of that fight?
It's possible. I'll say it.
Well, I'm not sure if our audience remembers, but you actually have a victory over Troy Humberston. So you've done it once.
Yeah. We'll see how we go.